table, pour a dram or flight. Whiskey round table. Oh, Greg, Karen, and the whiskey wizard talking facts and tastings. They've got you covered. Whiskey round table. Oh.
Welcome to the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts,
Big Jake.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
What's up, kids?
Look at you, shut
Yeah.
up, I can.
Yeah, I'm
God,
ready
you
to
act
go.
like you had a
here
week
tonight.
off or something.
I'm
Holy
frosty. I'm ready to go. Yeah, it's like we had an extra week
Frosty.
off.
Yeah, but it ain't even winter. God bless
It
it.
ain't
Oh,
even
gosh.
what?
Winter.
Oh, okay.
But it is
Frosty.
perfect weather here in Northeast Ohio. I gotta say, it was like 75 today. Nice little breeze sitting out on the porch. It was, good day to be alive. You guys didn't have it quite so relaxing today, right? You
No, it was a
to the vets
very hectic
and
day.
A lot of that kind of stuff.
I'm drinking and smoking.
I was with Bob yesterday, from production manager for Cleveland Whiskey. So I met with him. He actually gave me a couple of barrels. Thank you again. I gave him a short. He reached out to me this morning. I gave him a short because we were on the run. So I just sent him another message, for thank you and all that stuff. But I did try to. I'm not very social media type guy, but I did try to. Friend request him, but it didn't work. Apparently, I'm doing something wrong.
Oh, I'm sure it worked. He just said, "Oh hell no."
No, but he was a nice guy, very nice guy. He's going to come do the show, I think, in September, and we talked about Cleveland Whiskey a little bit, and we were talking about maybe doing one of their bottles, and their Christmas bottle is fantastic. All right. I'm a fan of that for sure. So
There was another one that we tried over here. I think it was like a black cherry.
Yeah, we did that. We were at what's the restaurant?
I keep calling it
What's
the
the-
wrong
No,
frickin' thing.
what's the restaurant we
I
go
know,
there?
I know. I'm going to call it the wrong thing. I'm trying not to call it the
Something
wrong thing.
Burntwood Tavern.
That's the one.
Okay.
So when they first came out, we actually did a short segment there at the restaurant, and I think we sent it to Cleveland Whiskey, but it was very good. I enjoyed it, but it's good. But so I'm anxious to see. Nice guy, a lot of fun, into his faith as he should be, and it was good. It was a lot of fun hanging out with him for the short minute that we hung out yesterday.
Into his faith, he must be a Cleveland sports fan.
Well, we're trying. We're I hope not. But no, just kidding. Just kidding. So hey, before we go any further, I just want to say happy birthday, Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Yeah,
Rose.
Jen. Wow.
Nutskins.
Nutskins, dim
Yeah.
titties,
Everyone say nutskins.
nutskins. And I just heard what your age was, so don't take this personal. But you're just a little punk ass biatch. But
Yeah,
anyway,
little.
I didn't realize that I'm old enough to be your grandfather. But anyway.
So, Greg, what show is this?
This is our 31st show. How close was it?
Yeah, 19th. So,
Just a bit outside.
Man, if that was a grenade, I would have been right
19th
on.
show of 2022. Yes, right. So,
Oh gosh, and
Wow.
you got it right like 2 shows ago. You were like right on the
I
nose.
know.
Yeah, but I guess I never know.
well, we have.
I just got lucky.
We've been a little inconsistent too. So
But when you
he has to remember for 2 weeks.
I wasn't, and that's a
Yeah.
lot for me, right? So, but what's funny is when you just said that, I was a deer in the headlights. I'm like, what show is it? I have no idea what show it is. But anyway, too fun.
But we are drinking my favorite tonight.
Yeah.
Scotch, huh?
Yeah.
No,
Scotch.
often and heavily.
Oh yeah. Oh. Apparently, I guess she's just drinking Coors Light today.
We're one of those weeks.
Have you been drinking? Yes.
Often and heavily.
Heavily. Yeah. I remember that. I'll never forget that.
You saw the joke about the cop pulls Marshawn Lynch over. He says, "How high are you?" He goes, 5'11".
No, but I somebody that got pulled over that was their answer was they asked him, "Have you been drinking tonight?" And he said, "Heavily."
True story.
But anyway, those were good old
Another
days.
another friend of ours, another joke, which we're getting way off topic here. Well, maybe not. It's about drinking. He got pulled over, and the cop asked him, "When did you start drinking?" He goes, "1956." Mike. Yeah.
Perfect. That's a perfect answer.
Yeah.
Mike is a great guy.
Yeah. So what are we smoking tonight, Greg?
I'm smoking
It looks like a whiskey round
cigars.
whiskey
Oh,
round
yeah.
table
Whiskey
cigar.
round table cigar.
Wow.
Let me get a little.
Yeah, get that up close to the camera there.
Can you
Now,
see that?
Yeah, perfect. Now, are those for sale yet at Royal Havana or no?
No, we haven't put them up for sale yet. We're working on some other cigars as well, so I think we're going to do maybe a package, so to say.
Okay.
So, but I won't get into all that because we don't have all the particulars, so to say. But
All right.
right now, this is this cigar, the 660, was made for me. And Dougie, if you smoke, you'd love this cigar.
Oh,
Yeah, if I
So,
know, but
660 Ecuadorian Honduran blend.
I
It's
love
good
us
cigar.
having our own brand of cigar. That's pretty
So
cool.
shout out to Royal Havana Cigars, man.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
That was a great
Yeah, good.
golf outing this past
Royal Havana, there we go.
There's a lot
One
of
of
fun.
our good sponsors.
I don't golf. I used to golf, but for the first time, probably the third time I ever golfed, I almost broke my leg, and I'll never do that again. I won't golf anymore. But
What happened?
I fell off the ball washer, but whatever. So I don't do it anymore. So.
Said wash balls here. He was
It's-
wash balls here.
wash balls here.
Wrong balls,
Yep.
Greg.
So I'm sorry.
Wrong balls. Anyway, I am smoking tonight as well because I've
A,
been
Cu-
stressed.
It's one of those
a
days.
Cuban Lancero.
This supposedly what Dave from Royal Havana had told me is that this was Fidel Castro's favorite cigar.
Correct.
They always, but whenever I see photos, he has one of those big, fat, long.
Well,
Is that just for the camera?
just for the camera?
Yeah, they
I'm
wouldn't
sure. Yeah, but
want
that's
to have
what he
him-
smoked.
Something so effeminate, but that's what he really likes. So.
Not that I'm a fan of Fidel Castro or anything, but this is a good cigar.
There you go.
It really is. So
Awesome.
anyway, Wiz, what
Yeah.
about you? Anything interesting
Everything-
happen?
Yeah.
Oh well, we Sean and I went. We were at a diner for breakfast this morning, and I ordered bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
And the waiter asked me how I like my eggs.
Okay, so I just have to ask, what makes that noteworthy?
Well, I'm like, how am I supposed to know? I just ordered them.
Wah, wah, wah.
Dear Lord.
You are stupid.
Every week I get set up for this.
All right.
All right.
I know we got. Listen, kids. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a party killer, but let's grab the scroll, and then we have a long whiskey wizard, which is going to be half of the show. So if we don't
It's a
get
special, yes.
yeah, it's a special. It was a great time. We enjoyed doing this whole event. It was a lot of fun. But if we don't get to it now,
Yeah.
get everything done, we're going to end up closing out right after the whiskey wizard, and there'll be no goodbyes, so to say. All right, let's go. What we got?
So this will be real quick. Jennifer said Burntwood Tavern is delicious.
Yep.
So obviously you guys have taken her there when she's come up.
Yes. They have a lot of good choices.
And Brother Steve is
Brother
on
Steve.
from
Steve.
Texas.
Steven.
Steve from Texas. We need some
216,
kind of a
dog.
good-
216.
Don't
We need
pick
a
up
good-
that call.
Don't pick it up.
Uncle Steve.
Uncle Steve, I need some money. Mm-hmm. Got an extra $1 for me?
Connection established.
Oh, and we got Rob Richter from
Rob.
from up north.
Hey, talk about Rob. Are we doing Canadian whiskey September? Is that correct?
I don't think we did it in September, but
Do we have any other?
if we want to pick, we can pick a month to do it. Whatever works. I mean,
let's
it's okay with
let's do it in September. Is that all right?
a whole month.
because we never did a month. We did
We just did a day.
a show on Canadian whiskey.
That
Well,
was,
let's see if
that
we
was
can.
enough.
All right, so we won't cast that in stone. That's more than enough.
I was going to
Just
say
kidding.
there's not
But
that
you know,
many
why
great
don't we?
Canadian
Why don't
whiskeys
we?
out there.
Why don't we do it? Let's do 2 weeks. We don't have to do them in a row, but maybe we do one and then a week. Skip
Like
a week.
6
and go-
months later. How
Yeah,
about-
6 months later.
Yeah.
So and for 2025. But anyway,
Yeah.
so let's talk about that after
All
the
right,
show.
all right.
All right. What else? Who else we got?
Sounds good.
That's it.
That's it. That's all
Oh,
we
we got Shauna out there.
Shauna.
Shauna. Well, I know just a lot of my peeps tonight had unavoidable things going on, so
Yeah.
just sometimes that's just how it works out. But the show has to go on. There we go.
Amen.
That is right.
That they'll be watching later. So
And Rob, I'll see you soon. I hope.
yeah.
Miss you.
Hope you get to come back here and
Yeah, hang
we
out
can make fun of you
down
for a while.
south.
Yeah, go down
that's
south.
here. Well, we're why don't we just introduce our whiskey tonight with
Let's
a
do
little
it.
bottle can?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And I was just worried because I was just glad Greg didn't have hair because he would have just blown it off right
That was
there.
a pretty good light. We'll see you right after the bottle cam. Here
As
we
soon
go.
as I can get
Be right
there,
back.
kids.
Oh, okay.
Give me a minute.
All right.
Why were you?
All right. Okay. I gotcha. We'll be right back.
All right.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
All righty.
Okay. Well, you
Couple,
just don't
couple
never
pretty girls.
know what you're going to get on the bottle can.
Amen.
All right, so Karen, what are we drinking or sipping tonight?
What are we going
Sampling,
to be sipping?
yes.
Because we're all
Sampling
pre-gaming
and
with something.
yes, pre-gaming. I got a little Aberlour 12, by the way. Greg's joining me with that,
And you
Very
really
good.
enjoyed that. Now, what?
because it is
do.
Single Malt Whiskey Month,
I do.
and
There you go.
Karen's just doing kind of some beer.
I'm doing
tonight, but-
light beer.
Where's cousin at? He ain't on today.
Phil is actually getting together with some of my other cousins for dinner. He said he will be watching later. But
All right,
I've got a lot of fans watching later tonight.
Gotcha.
So
All right.
That happens. It's summer.
yeah,
People
we
got
still
stuff
have
to
to
do.
get that.
I like cousin Phil. He's fun.
Oh yeah,
He's a nice guy.
we got to get that filing cabinet worked out with him too.
Oh,
Master woodworking craftsman. That
poor
he
guy.
is.
Poor guy's got
Yeah.
to deal with you business wise. Poor
Yeah.
guy. I don't know how he does it. No wonder he drinks good beer.
That's right. So yeah, we're
What we
talking about the Glenfiddich 15-year-old Solera tonight. So
right.
Karen's going to tell us a little bit about that before we move into the tasting.
I'm going to talk about that. Yes. So this started out. They started building this distillery. I think his name is William Grant, if I have that correctly.
William Grant and Sons, yes.
Started building the distillery with his 9 kids. So we know what he was doing before he decided to get into whiskey. He actually has 7 sons, 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Started building the distillery in 1886 in the summer, and then the very next year in 1887, the very first drop of whiskey came out of the distillery. So they weren't wasting any time.
Amen. Amen. Wow.
Yes, just a little comment. Agrarian cultures in the 1800s, a lot of kids because that was your labor source. So
Amen. Yeah.
it was kind of a do or die thing. So.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be nice. Me and you know how my mind works.
Yeah.
Amen. Well, you gotta realize, my real quick, my grandfather on my father's side, he was one of 16 boys, and on my grandmother's, my father's mother, she was the only girl of 13 children, and she was the youngest.
Yeah. In that era of the 1800s, a lot of big families.
And my mother's side had very similar.
Yeah.
As was well.
Yeah, she was like one of 8 or 7
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, back to whiskey. Anyway, so
see,
what?
we get easily sidetracked.
I know, but
here.
we like to impart a little bit of.
Personal.
Yeah.
Little
We
personal.
can't help it. That's
Go ahead,
that's
yeah.
how we roll. So anyway, is the 20th century as they rolled into the 20th century, Glenfiddich was only one of 6 distilleries in Scotland. So to put that into some kind of perspective, there are 130 today.
Yes, that's great.
So, and then in 2001, they released the oldest single malt whiskey. So if you go back into 1937, they had cask 843 was filled, and 64 years later, and 10 warehouse masters
Later.
it was ready, but there were only 61 bottles of this.
What?
I know. So if you can get your hands on that from
was some-
2001, cask 843.
Wow. That's probably all gone by now.
I'm surprised you don't have a bottle back there.
Well, maybe I need to look. I don't know. But
Yeah, you never know.
I wish I did, but
Fast forward, not really, but fast forward to 2010, they had an excessive amount of snowfall there in Scotland, and it collapsed one of the warehouse roofs.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh.
So the casks were just right out there in the winter sky. So they worked around the clock to try to save all of the bottles, but as a tribute to them, they created what was called the Snow Phoenix.
What is that?
So
Well, rising from the ice instead of the ashes, right? Or what? Anyway,
That's a
to
phoenix,
use the analogy. Right?
So it was just a limited edition single malt that they tried to make something out of adversity and make the best of it. So
Awesome.
what we are having this evening is the Solera 15, and I'm trying to race through this because we've got a lot of show
Yeah, we'll be
left.
fine. We'll be fine.
This is aged in European oak sherry casks and new oak casks.
So a little different, right? That's a little different. And then there's the whole Solera thing, which you're going to talk about.
Well, it says it's mellowed in a unique Solera vat, which is a large oak tun inspired by the sherry bodegas of Spain and Portugal.
So they take 15-year-old Glenfiddich, which, and then they, from ex-sherry casks, and then ex-bourbon casks, and also ex-bourbon hybrids, which are casks that were transferred to new oak barrels for about 4 to 6 months. Then they mix them all together in this Solera vat, and because they're always adding to it as they're taking out, technically you have some of that whiskey that has been there since 1998 when they started making it.
Wow.
And that's what
So,
I found
yeah.
was interesting, is that they have never emptied the casks since
Yeah,
1998.
and they've been doing this particular
Wow.
offering that long, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
And we've talked about this before, but I was never a big Glenfiddich fan. Still to this day, not a big fan of the 12-year-old. But, one time Sean and I were visiting Sweden, and in Old Town Stockholm, we walked into this,
Is that when you were in the water with the hot chick?
No, that was in Iceland. But
Okay.
we were very
Of
tired.
course
We've
it
been
was.
walking all around.
We saw the boobs.
We've been walking
Of course
all
it
around,
was.
and then it was like
And they weren't on Doug either.
a shaft of light came down, and there was this whiskey bar in the middle of Old Town Stockholm. And Sean and I went in. There was this pretty Swedish girl that said, "Would you like some whiskey?" And there was a big cask, a 25-year-old Glenfiddich, and I was like, "Yes, please." And I have to say, it was one of the best whiskeys I've ever had. So
Awesome.
there we go. So looking forward to giving this a try. This is something different, and we'll see how we do.
Yeah, so why don't we
Yeah,
pass
let's
it
do
around
it.
and
Ready?
see what we
All
got,
right, let's
what
do
we
it.
got going. So the Solera, that's a wine. Am I like
No, the
sherry.
Solera is the process.
Oh, okay.
That they use that in fortified winemaking. They'll do something similar to that, but it's actually more complicated. They rotate barrels in the warehouse and do all these things. But they're calling this Solera because they're doing the continuous blending and never kind of really empties like we talked about. So
Okay.
it's related. They can call it Solera because of the basic method, but.
Ooh.
I don't think it's been done with whiskey per se before this.
Okay.
So we're nosing?
We are nosing, and I think it has a nice fruity nose.
And we should
to
say
it.
it's 80 proof, so it's certainly it's a good entry.
Thank you for
Oh,
saying that. I
yeah,
forgot to grab that.
I get straight up apple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just gonna.
Straight up apple.
I do get. Yeah,
Like apple cider. I mean, really, some good apple cider. That's what I get out of it.
and there's a little bit of salinity here, and something Jennifer nutty, and it's a little bit of orange I get on the nose too.
Now,
But as Greg said, I definitely get some apple, which isn't
I
usually with
I could-
sherry and port. We're going to get some of the more of the dark fruit notes, but I do get like light apple, orange,
I could see the orange in there. I can sense the orange.
and now I'm getting it more even maybe some kind of dried fruits like raisin or something.
I was going to say, when I first nosed it, I got grape heavy, but then
Yeah.
as I'm continuing to nose it, I do get the apple very prominent there.
It's almost got a butteriness to it.
Can't say that's a
Very nice.
Yeah,
Great
it's
on.
It
quite a
is.
pleasant
It is
nose.
The
very-
nose is beautiful. Absolutely.
And I think, given what we know about it, that's not surprising. You know, all those wine casks
Right.
getting married together and all that. I think it's probably
So-
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask Doug. I know this is like Scotch is your thing. What region is this?
So this is a Speyside.
Okay.
Speyside is that region in Scotland. It's kind of in the north coast, but in the middle, where it's the coast that's kind of runs kind of east-west. It's not as far north as the western north coast, right?
Okay.
So it comes down, and then there's this area. So,
So you don't
and then
get
the River
that
Spey is
oceany-
there. So it is on the ocean.
Oh, it is.
But it's
Okay.
between the ocean and the highlands. The River Spey, that's the highest concentration of distilleries in the world
Okay.
in Speyside. And so there's a lot of Speyside whiskeys because there's good, clean water, clear crystal water comes out of the highlands. And anyway, we have a Whiskey Wizard episode on Speyside coming up this month. So
So what do we got on the nose?
So
On
let's-
the nose, we have got, and these tasty notes, I don't know who wrote them, but they're amazing. Stewed apple and a slight tart.
I think we said
Okay.
apple, didn't we, Gene?
Yeah,
We
we
did.
did. We did.
Chewy toffee,
Maybe that's your butter.
transforming into the smell of French toast. With
Oh, you butter.
Okay, butter. Okay. I like I said, I had a little bit of
sweet.
butter in there, but
Yeah.
that all kind of comes in. Go ahead.
Put your seatbelt on there, Snookums. Dense pumpernickel bread, soaked in brown sugar and butter, caramelizing together.
Okay.
See, look at you.
But nothing about fruit on the nose? That's amazing because there's a lot.
I mean,
of,
the
Apple.
only fruit
Yeah.
I actually, you talked about orange. I could get the orange out of there, but the apple was prominent in
Yeah.
here, and like I said, and then I kind of, at the end, I kind of got that little bit of a butteriness, but
yeah,
Yep.
but
Okay,
very,
so-
very pleasant, engaging nose, if you will. Makes you want to drink it.
awesome.
So is that,
Yeah, it's
let's do that.
I bought that bottle like almost 2 years ago for the show.
Yeah.
We never got to it because we had so much other stuff we were doing with the scotches. But anyway, all right, we ready to dive in here, kids?
Yes, we are.
I'm gonna cleanse my palate. I hate to put this cigar down, but I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good. That's really good.
So here's where I get the dried fruit now. Heavy raisins, figs, maybe even some like apricot.
Figs, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd go with figs.
That is really stinking good.
That's really nice. It's got a little ethanol, but it's not. It's pleasing. It's not harsh. Stomach pit, so to say.
No, it's
I
a
think
meat-
I may have had this.
I
at
get a little
some point,
dryness
but it
maybe
was-
from the
it's
oak,
very
maybe?
good. Yeah.
Could that be?
What's that?
I said I get a little bit of dryness out of it from the oak.
Yeah, remember it also uniquely had some time in a virgin oak cask, so
Okay.
which is unique for Scottish whiskey. That almost never happens.
Mm.
Almost did some hints of chocolate too. It's really good, really good.
I'm gonna say I did not get the toffee when I nosed it, but I do get it on the palate.
Definitely the figs and like
Definitely
apricot and quite nice. Quite nice, I gotta say.
It's very nice. Sorry, it was.
And it's a good sipper. I wouldn't want to add
It is.
ice to this. I might not even put a dash of spring water in
You know
it.
what?
At 80 proof, it's kind of really made to drink like it is in my mind.
Here we go.
Oh.
Oh, you're going to do the Greg's. We like to try the cigar enhancement because some whiskeys that get better with the cigar and some not so much. We'll see.
What say you?
Definitely chocolate.
Oh.
With the cigar, I don't. Yeah, I definitely get chocolate on the finish. Well, or at least on the palate. I mean, the finish
Very
is.
nice.
There's still some nuts going on there.
Oh, whoa!
Maybe like roasted.
Happy birthday, John.
Yeah, happy birthday, John.
Happy birthday, Jen. Maybe some roasted almonds or something.
Wash
I-
your hands.
I get more of the toffee than I do the chocolate, but
I get.
yeah,
I
I
get.
can see chocolate. Yeah.
You know what? In my personal opinion, this is a Scotch that you could drink at dinner. You can have a cigar with it. It's got multiple uses, so to say.
Yes, it's
You know,
very,
it's very nice.
approachable. It
Yeah.
can fit at almost any occasion, any time. I mean, in fact, in general, that's
Very nice.
what I think Speysides are really good at. They're just like I like Isla whiskeys, but they're very peaty, smoky. They don't lend themselves to every occasion, right? You got to be in the right situation to enjoy one of those. But this is something you could have anytime. A summer afternoon on the back porch.
I agree.
To like you said, after a nice dinner, having a cigar. So
Yeah. And I'm not really a super huge Scotch guy, and even though the wizard has been guiding me, but this is a great drink, man.
yeah, it really is.
I like it.
There's not. I mean, if you don't like this, you just either
You just don't like
you
Scotch.
don't like Scotch
Right.
or whatever. But it would be hard to not like this. That's my
good.
opinion.
It's
Yeah,
really good.
It is extremely.
So we got a character. I usually
What
don't
do we
go
got?
first, but I'll go first
Oh, you
tonight.
want
We
me
gotta
to
do-
read
we
the
gotta
Oh,
finish.
my bad. Yeah, let's do the see what
official
official notes.
Go ahead.
notes that I got. I just want to, before I go and read this, I want to
was just
say
kinda reading.
for a Scotch, this has a medium to long finish for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
It
agree.
stays
I
with
agree.
you.
I agree with that. I agree
but
with
the
that.
finish is all mellow. Like it just stays at this nice.
It does.
Yeah.
It blends really nice together.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, forget the cigar. I mean, the tones in there and everything else, it really blends nice.
and
Yeah.
it's just that long finish is just abating as you're ready to take the next sip. It's really good.
So, Greg, I know you said you got this a couple of years ago, but
did.
is this something that is readily available
Absolutely
at
is.
stores?
Sure.
Yep,
Do you-
probably pretty easy to find overall.
Do you recall how much?
I really don't, but
Can
for
I
some
guess?
reason I'm gonna say it's $60.
I was gonna say $65 to $70, probably
Yeah.
something like that. So
Okay. Okay.
maybe 80.
I think-
depending on where you go.
Yeah, I think we picked that up somewhere in travels. I know we haven't done any traveling hardly at all in the last 3 years, but I think we picked that up somewhere, and I
Yeah.
don't know where. But I think it was around $60. Don't hold me
And
to
hey,
that.
well, before we do the scoring, I almost forgot. We should take another quick little bottle cam.
Bottle can.
We can do that.
Bottle cam.
Be right back, kids.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
Tuesday?
Greg fell asleep during the bottle cam.
What do you expect? This is the Whiskey Roundtable.
So I just have to say, nothing is sacred in this house when it's the bottle cam time. You get to see our garbage. You get to see our dogs, dog hair
I'm
floating
leaving
on the
some
floor.
underwear out there next time.
Oh God, we already saw your behind.
You and Greg's kind of grade school pictures, all those
for
things.
the love of
Get in
shit,
there.
so much stuff. Anyway,
Yes.
so let me get to the actual
Yeah.
notes.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So the palate is a gritty,
Gritty?
nutty aspect of buckwheat. I guess we have to ask Darla about that because I'm not sure. Burnt caramel and clove, which reveals layers of sherry oak, marzipan,
Ah, okay.
cinnamon, and
I said-
ginger, with
Yeah.
fig rounding out the palate.
I could see.
Fig
brown
is
sugar.
definitely high there. Raisins, figs, whatever. Apricot. I mean, to me, dried fruit, chocolate. That's what predominates with this to me.
I'm just gonna
So
call
I'm
it trail
sticking-
mix.
I'm sticking with that.
There you
yeah,
go.
I'm
You
just gonna
got
stick
your nuts.
with that.
You got your raisins.
You got your buckwheat,
You got your
Marzipan.
Tiny.
I don't really get that. I mean,
I didn't
that-
get I didn't get that.
You get that in some whiskeys. We definitely have had that profile being heavy, but not in this one. I don't get that.
Yeah,
But
I don't
anyway,
either. I'm with you.
so anyway,
All right.
I'm
really
gonna go
like it.
first.
Oh.
As I
Oh
said.
wait, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Finish.
Is there more to?
You want me to do the finish?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's what you were
Well,
doing.
No, I did the palate. I'm
Oh, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I'm sorry. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm not clear enough. Finish. Slightly bitter.
No.
I think a little
Well,
bit.
I said
almonds.
oak. I
Yeah.
said oak. Maybe that's the
Oak
bitterness.
and
I
almonds.
don't know.
I agree,
Whatever.
Greg. Either way, it's
but soft and buttery.
yeah.
Okay.
Mixed peppercorns and salted caramel give it a sweet and salty finish.
I can go with. There's some salt. I said that there's some salinity, but just a slight amount throughout the whole taste, and which to me works with the fruit and the
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm
yeah.
doing
I
my
mean,
own
I
thing.
think
I like it.
yeah.
I thought you were doing a Yukon Cornelius
No.
impression.
No. It's. I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something I will always have on my bar.
All right.
That
with
tells me something. That's a little
Yeah.
maybe a precursor here.
It doesn't mean any of my friends are coming over to drink it. I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead with my score. I'm close to you, Greg, on that. I'm doing a 3.87. 3.87. This is getting up there, close to a 4, close to something I want to have at all time. Probably, if I'm just in the liquor store and I see this, I'm gonna grab it. Because probably for the money, it's a fantastic whiskey.
I agree.
Greg, what
Yes.
do you think?
I'm a straight up 3.9.
3.9. Okay, he's just under that must-have at all times mark. Karen,
Wow, I'm really off on this one.
Okay.
I gave it a 4.3.
Whoa.
That's
okay.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I gave it that right after I had the first taste of it. I really
Very enjoyable.
really like this.
Very enjoyable.
It, like you said, Greg, it's not like a normal Scotch
Right.
to me, but still a Scotch, no less. And I just thought it was great, and it definitely is something I would want on my bar.
Sure.
Hey, Karen Helen Keller, you really got it, sister.
Okay,
Yo, system.
what about our audience member? What would you?
I like it too. I'm with Karen. I'm not sure I would. It's close to a 4.
Okay,
All right.
3.99.
we'll give
I
it a.
just give it a 4.
Okay.
Just give it a
Four.
4.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
There we go, kids.
So
I'm
very
a
good.
fan.
So it's safe to say at the Whiskey Roundtable we do like the Glenfiddich 15-year-old Solera. Yeah.
So real quick, I know we have
Yeah,
a,
let's check in
We have
with
a few minutes. Go ahead.
I know we've got a long whiskey wizard today, but Jose Padilla, thank you for
Jose.
joining.
Jose, all right.
Man.
Yes.
Tell Mama we said hello if she's not watching.
This is for Jose.
Good people. I want them to come for the show one of these days. I hope they have an opportunity that with their schedule that they can do that.
Oh,
So.
all right. Well, Kayla joined us.
Kaylee, you just wake up. What's going on?
Hey, girl.
What's up?
She's a busy Nashville girl, so.
So Jennifer wants to know what salinity infers in conjunction with the nutskins.
Well, maybe that's what imparts it. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm Mark Say from the Tommy Lee picture. It just came out this week. Any of you want to see it? I snapshotted it. It's on my phone. I'll private message you.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. What Steve got
Anyway,
there?
Steve is afraid to respond to the salinity and the nutskin comparison.
Yes.
Although he wants to. Steve, don't be scared.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, Steve. Take your nuts out of your pocket and let's see them. I know. Taffy pockets. You know how the black folk is.
Oh my gosh.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
216. Good. All right.
All
right,
right.
come on, move along. We're on time here.
Yeah,
Let's go.
oh boy.
Let's go.
We're in rare form. All right, so
It's time for the Whiskey Wizard.
We are
That's
ready.
where we are. We're at that stage of the show. Look, we're doing a two-parter, and it's really, if you know anything about Scotch whiskey, you've been in a liquor store and looked at stuff in that glass case that's locked up. There's always some Johnny Walker Blue label in there. So we decided, for your benefit here on the Whiskey Roundtable, we're going to put Johnny Walker Blue to the blind taste test. We'll put it up against some basic single malts that you can find in your average liquor store and see how it fared against some of those everyday single malts like Aberlour 12.
Don't give them all away.
So, yeah, does it live up to its price tag? That's basically what we wanted to find out. So, enjoy part one of the Johnny Walker Blue Taste Test Challenge.
All right, be right back, kids. See you in 20 minutes.
Or so.
19.
See you in 20 minutes.
Whiskey Wizard. It's the Whiskey Wizard.
Hello and welcome to the Whiskey Wizard, where we say that whiskey making takes scientific knowledge, an artisan's skill and dedication, and a bit of the wizard's alchemy of light, air, earth, and fire. Tonight we are putting a classic revered whiskey brand to the scientific taste test challenge. Yes, one of the revered top shelfers, Johnny Walker Blue Label, will be put to the Whiskey Roundtable Taste Test Challenge. As most of you know, Johnny Walker Blue is one of those Scotch whiskies you'll only find locked up in the glass display case at your local liquor supplier, with a few other of their most expensive or rare whiskeys. Johnny Blue is often that gift given by someone for a special, important, or milestone occasion to someone they know as a Scotch drinker. It's meant to say you deserve the best, meaning the most expensive, widely available whiskey there is. Okay, I have my own opinion of this, but we're here tonight to see the extent to which a rational scientific experiment can shed light on the question, is Johnny Walker Blue really that good? But before we do that, let's take a little bit of a look at Johnny Walker's Blue Label offering. Currently, a bottle of Blue Label will cost you about $265 US. According to Johnny Walker, the whiskey is where velvety smooth flavors blossom on the tongue. Johnny Walker Blue Label comes from hand-selecting rare Scotch whiskies with a remarkable depth of flavor. Only 1 in 10,000 casks make the cut. Best served neat along with an ice-cold water to enhance its powerful character. They claim the nose offers waves of spice that give way to vanilla and honey. The palate brings caramel and hazelnuts that course through dark chocolate. The finish is said to round out with a luxuriously long, warm, and smoky finish. Now, this is really about all the official website tells you. A little more digging informs us that JW Blue is the crown jewel of the distiller's offerings, which is described as being a blend of Johnny Walker's rarest whiskeys. According to the folks at Johnny Walker, the roots of Blue Label reach back to 1867 when Alexander Walker, the son of John Walker, created what he called Old Highland whiskey. The story goes that the intent was to create a blend that would feature flavors indicative of the four corners of Scotland. Today's Blue Label is an inarguably top shelf offering, capping off the standard lineup from Johnny Walker. And I've noted that however you find Blue Label, the presentation is always going to be quite ostentatious. There are varieties of sizes available, from sampler collections to 1.75 ml oversized bottles, and even the smaller sampler size bottles are typically offered in elaborate gift boxes, complete with a card and envelope in order to further personalize the gift. The transparent bottles have a subtle blue hue to them, through which the whiskey inside takes on shades of vibrant green in addition to gold. Each bottle of Blue Label is individually numbered on the lower label parallel to the base. My bottle that we'll be using in our taste test tonight is designated as FD1 24311. Blue Label features no age statement and is bottled at 40% ABV or 80 proof. Okay, Blue Label is also a blended Scotch whiskey. What this means is that in addition to blending together various single malt whiskeys, some neutral grain spirit is also used. We've done previous Wizard episodes on blended versus single malt, so I'll not go into all that here. But suffice it to say that blended whiskeys are those that are typically not on a bar's top shelf. But blenders like Johnny Walker and now a good many others have provided their premium blended offerings to compete with the popularity of single malt whiskeys. I know a lot of whiskey aficionados who do support the need for revering the Blue Label whiskey. While we can say there are always naysayers out there, the whiskey nonetheless has a reputation for quality that it seems to live up to by many accounts. But we're here to put a little objectivity to the question. We're going to conduct a blind taste test, providing drams of Johnny Walker Blue Label, as well as 3 other respectable single malt whiskeys for consumption. And comparison. Our 4 whiskey tasters will be blindfolded and presented with 4 consecutive drams of whiskey. Each taster will be given their whiskeys in a unique order, so no one necessarily will get the same selection during each round as their tasting counterparts will. Again, to keep this as random and scientific as possible. Each taster is asked to give their nose and taste impressions, and then to score each whiskey on our Whiskey Roundtable 1 to 5 scoring system, where a 4 is something you feel you must try to have on your shelf at home at all times, and a 5 is as good as it seems it could get. Of course, a 2.5 is dead average and not too much in the way of thrills, maybe just plain and respectable for the style. Okay, full disclosure, I wanted to participate, but I'm the only one who knows what the other 3 single malt whiskeys are, because, well, I bought them all. Still, I'll be fully blindfolded and unaware of what I'm tasting each round. So there you have it. Anyway, so that's it. Let's move on to the tasting event. Okay, so this is round 1. Here we go with our Johnny Walker Blue Taste Test Challenge. Welcome everybody here. Quick introductions. We got Big G, myself, Doug Dunbar, aka the Whiskey Wizard, the good buddies Matt Sosa and Joe Fragapane. Okay, so
nose that bad
take
boy?
your nose.
I am. So I'm getting a little bit of ethanol. I'm getting a light peat, not real heavy or strong. I don't get any smoke out of it. I'm not coming up with what I would consider like any type of fruit or anything like that.
I'm getting the ethanol too. There's no peat, no smoke.
This is a thin nose. It doesn't have a lot of depth. Not to say it doesn't have character, but there is in smoker peat as well.
Yeah. It's got a lot of. The more I smell it, the more ethanol it is.
Yes.
I'm getting some dough and honey, some light kinds of maybe a little heather or something like that.
You might.
I'm not
you
getting
probably
a
have
lot of
something
smoke.
different than we do. Then.
Well, we all have something different.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah. So go ahead, it's your taste
All right, I'm gonna
it.
taste it.
Give us your taste impressions, Greg, and give us a score.
Okay. On the palate, I get smoke. It's got a little bit of a heat on the finish. I'd say a little bit of honey. I'd say some kind of candy.
Okay.
My score on this would be say a 3-2.
3-2. Okay, my turn. I'm getting a little more heat than I thought I was going to get from the nose. Typical malty, caramel, vanilla. I'm sure it's a bourbon cask first fill. It's got a agreeable but not overwhelming me. I give it a. I'm with Greg. Again, I probably got a different whiskey than you, but I'm giving mine a respectable 3.1.
So I just hit it again for the second time.
Are you changing your?
No,
score?
I'm not going to change my score, but I get basically menthol on there as well, and it's not as hot as the first time I drank it, so it's a little bit more pleasing on that end. But definitely honey, like I said earlier. But okay, enough. Sticking with my score.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Okay, on to you, Matt.
I'm really not getting much of anything. I'm not much of an aficionado of the scotches and the single malts. I'm more of a blend guy with Johnny Walker Black and Monkey Shoulder. And this, compared to them, this doesn't have as much body as I'm used to. I've got a little bit of heat, but that's about it. Maybe I got a cold from my grandkids. I don't know, but I'd give this a 3. This is something that I probably, if I knew what it was, I would not buy it.
Oh, well, that might even be less than a 3, but okay.
Well, it's
My
me.
water here somewhere.
You can pop your thing just to look for the water. Got it?
I'm going to stay with the 3. It wasn't something that I enjoyed.
Okay, a 3 for Matt on his first choice. On to you, Joe.
I've taken 3 sips already, and the first had some heat. Since then, that has dissipated in each of the subsequent tastes. What I do like about this Scotch is it is long in its flavor profile. It stays nicely balanced. I'm definitely getting a lot of the caramel, some butterscotch, a little vanilla. Very enjoyable, smooth. I'd give it a solid 3.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Let me have
I
yours.
thought I was expecting better.
I was expecting a higher score after all.
You professionals are using decimals and digits. I'm just a
He's rounding down.
1, 2, 3, 4
Oh,
guy.
yes, I did a taste test with you, which will be one of our Christmas episodes, and I forgot you only do whole numbers.
Well, as a finance guy, we try to make it simple,
Yeah.
rounding. But
I can appreciate it.
Okay.
if you want me, this would be into the 3-3 if I had to do that.
Well,
I
let's
almost would
That's
like to re-vote on these as I taste all 4 and then balance
Sure.
them out. But
that's
that's
not
not
in the
The first
spirit
one's
of what we're
always
doing.
not in the spirit of what we're
doing
doing.
that.
So
Okay.
yeah,
No
very nice though.
change. Okay.
This one's very nice.
Okay.
Are we allowed to finish it?
So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
please.
remember,
Thanks very
Finish
it's
each
out
of
of
your
us
whiskeys.
5.
I did.
Okay.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay,
5.
you can unblindfold.
Unblindfold?
Something,
Well, I hope I don't look like an idiot with this. I just didn't enjoy that last one.
It was okay. It was,
But you had something
Hey,
different
Margot?
from me, though.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah,
Margo?
we're supposed to get it mixed. So
You have a reason.
whatever I'm tasting is not the same thing Greg's tasting.
Can you tell me why? Because you obviously have a reason why you're separating
What's that?
the glasses for each of us. We're all tasting different things at the same time.
Because we're removing all the variables of the subjective variables. So you're not listening to my taste impressions
I
and
understand
going
now.
with me because you
Makes
don't know
sense.
that you even have the
All
same
right, you
wisdom.
guys
Well,
ready?
Matt and I are followers.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
ready.
I follow Matt.
It's just the scientific method, Joe. That's all.
Yes, I'm impressed by that. That's why I asked.
Yo.
Hands.
Thanks, Judy.
Okay. Alrighty. There you go.
Like Ray Charles.
You give Doug his?
Doug's got his.
Can we nose this?
Yes. I guess we're
You
nosing
going
together.
next? Are you going next for the
I
nose?
guess I'll go first this time. We'll do it that way.
How long have these sat, Sean? I'm just curious. 10 minutes or better?
More than
Oh,
10
yeah,
minutes,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, longer.
More like a half
I can't
hour.
pull anything out of here.
Okay.
I think with a nose like
So
mine,
I'm
I'd get
getting, I get a little bit of milk chocolate with this. I'm definitely getting vanilla. I get some of your typical malt profile. I'm getting,
Guys, they
think
say-
of the word.
They say when you nose this that you should keep your mouth open a little
Yeah.
bit. Just don't
Oh,
go with
okay.
your mouth closed because
Yeah, open your mouth
it
as
will
you
pull
nose.
through and it'll circulate out. So and you'll get more of
Yeah.
what you're looking for.
I get a little bit of like cookie dough or marzipan, something like that. So, okay, Matt.
Mine is really
That's a tough act to follow, DD.
man. Mine is. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
That's all right. I this has got a little bit more floral to it than the last one. The last one was, to me, was sort of bland. This one's got a little bit more character to it. It's just, you know, you can tell if you have the peatiness and the smoking.
Right,
You can
sure.
smell right away. But this is just like, it's not there, but it's better than the last one.
I'll add some butterscotch to my list.
Okay.
Joe.
You're up, bud.
Yeah, so compared to the first, this is very much more enjoyable to a nose, especially an Italian one that really looks for a lot of depth. I can absolutely smell a lot of barrel here, so I don't know if that signifies aging in the barrel, but tremendous amount of wood. There's a lot of smoke
Yeah.
because of that. A lot of spice to it as well. I'll be very excited to see how it compares to the taste, but much more dynamic than my first glass.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to go. I'll taste first.
Good.
Did Greg do his nose?
Well, I did it before, but I'd do it again.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Greg. Well,
So I'm just saying, I didn't get much out of it. I definitely got dryness out of it, and I got a little bit of salt out of the nose, but definitely oak. Definitely some kind of possible oak barrel. That's all. Good.
yeah, I'm getting the butterscotch, lots of oak, some more like a baking spice.
Maybe that could be my dryness. I don't know, but again, we're drinking different things. So.
Vanilla, for sure. I like it. I feel like this is something that is an easy drinker. I would, pull this out for any occasion and just enjoy sipping it. I'm going to give this a 3.55. 3.55 for the Whiskey Wizard.
All right.
Just to say, on 3.55, that's actually the perfect pH for a Bordeaux style wine.
That's what I was.
That's next week, Joe.
Joe, can you
I
me
know.
over here, Joe?
When I hear 3.55, I will always make comment. So thank you for that,
Oh shit.
Dago.
Okay.
All right, Maddie. What you got, dog?
I like this one a little bit better than the other one, but compared to some other things that Doug's introduced me to, I'd have to say I'd give this one like a 3.25. It's a little bit better than the other one, but it's not really knocking my socks off.
Your first one was a 3, and this is a 3.25.
3.25.
Okay, Joseph.
So, with what I was hoping for from the nose, it is carried into the profile. A much deeper, darker feeling Scotch, well-rounded. Spice continues through. Again, I'm getting some peat, but I'm still getting a lot of a kind of a charred barrel. I really enjoy this because it has more character, some of the more darker caramels. I'd give this a 3.5. I'm sorry, it's a 3.55 because of what came up. It was a meeting. I'm not following, I'm just validating.
Okay.
This is excellent.
All right, I'm gonna taste mine. Light smoke, flavorful, very nice flavorful peat, not overwhelming. Come back to some honey, a little bit of menthol, that could be the ethanol. Almost like a Orange Hall's cough drop.
Do they make Orange Hall's cough drops? I have cherry, but I've never had one.
They do have a mandarin.
Oh, I gotta find that.
We got to go to the regular
It's
store.
it's the light finish is menthol and a little bit of heat. I don't want to say it's a short finish, and I don't want to say it's a long finish. But
Okay.
that's where I'm at.
And your score?
You know what? I'm gonna go with a kind of torn between. I'm gonna go with the 3.3.
Okay. All right. So that's our first 2 rounds. We get a short.
Good.
We get a short break where we can pop off the eyewear as the girls reload. Yeah, I do come back and make comments, I think.
Sorry. We're
yeah.
So, do you come back? Do you not come back? Yeah, I come back.
I
No,
couldn't
don't come
remember.
back.
Okay.
I don't know if I come
so
back.
we just kind of end that way. So obviously next week we pick it up. We do part 2. It's very interesting. Blind taste test. How good is Johnny Walker Blue against these other 3 whiskeys, which are not even kind of half the price. So
I was going to say, so you have Johnny Walker and 3 others?
Johnny Walker Blue, and we have 3 other single malt whiskeys that you can find in most liquor stores.
Okay.
So
you're going to keep us waiting until next week?
next week we'll do the unveiling. What were the other 3? How did they all score? And which of the whiskeys won? So we'll find out. And then of course how did Johnny Walker Blue fare against them? So we'll see. Going to be exciting. I got to tell you, it's an exciting finish. So
I can hardly wait.
all right.
I wish I could go. I couldn't go. We've
I know. Well,
We
been dealing with stuff.
Matt, if I remember correctly, Matt was pretty good at it as well. I thought.
Well, look, everybody. It was a good outcome. We'll just leave it
Yeah,
at
right.
that. I don't want to give away too much, but we love doing these kind of scientific experiments with whiskey. I think it's good because you got to remove some of the subjective variables and really see what happens. So
I would like to say, so Doug and Shauna got us a new sign.
oh,
Support America, drink more bourbon. So
which doesn't necessarily fit with Scotch Whiskey Month, but that's okay.
it's okay.
It's
We are the
it's
Whiskey
there
Roundtable.
for we are the Whiskey Roundtable. So
my big old fat head is in the way, so I
no,
just
it's just but
wanted to share.
yeah.
Anyway, so
Okay.
Yes,
do you have
ma'am.
any parting words, Greg, for us before we go to Doug's parting words?
No, I know that we have. We're going to try to get through the rest of the season, if you will. We got a lot of things going on. We have dog issues over here at this house, and we're trying to get that fixed. I know Doug's got some things going on, which we're not going to talk about right now. And unless he wants to talk about it. But I just want to give everybody a fair warning. We're probably going to finish out the year with hit and miss, so to say. And I apologize for that, but just stick with us. We got a lot of things going on, and
We'll
we're
keep
looking
you
forward.
yeah.
2022 has been a really shit year for us and Doug as well. And but we promise you that next year is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, more just ups and downs and travel and things that have come out of time for the show. But yeah, we'll get into those things. No
Life,
worries.
Man. It's life. What
It's
are you gonna
life.
do?
We do this show as often as we can. We try to bring it to you as often as we can. And,
For you, at you, to you.
and we do our best to give you the best show we can. So thanks for watching. Anything else, Greg?
No, I was just
Okay.
going to say during the break I ran up. I didn't see Jimbo, so I ran upstairs to see because I could hear him snoring.
You can hear him through the floorboards.
So I went up there and he's all cuddled up in my spot where I sleep.
On the bed.
Jumbo's his
Snoring away.
bulldog. I think most
Yeah,
everybody on
so-
here
Oh my
knows that.
gosh.
That's a man's best friend right
Yeah.
there.
It's like, Daddy, it's bedtime. I
Oh
don't
my
care
God.
what the
Daddy,
hell
where you
you're
been
doing.
all day? I ain't
I
seen
am-
you all day, Daddy.
I'm out of here. I'm tapped out.
Time for night
He's
nights.
he's as close to a mini me as a dog could be, I think.
Just like him.
He is.
And he's got a brown spot on his eye. Where Greg is like,
Love that guy. I love him to death. All right,
He's
listen,
a great
kids.
dog.
Any quoting?
he's always got parting
Yes,
words.
thanks for watching again. Remember, if you can't watch the live show, do watch us because, when it's convenient, because all those views do help keep us going with this thing. So we'll see you next week. It would be, am I right, August 19th?
Yep.
20th.
Oh,
19.
19th.
19th?
20th is Saturday.
For Shizzle?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So August 19th
Bruno's
at our
birthday.
regular 7:30 time. And we continue with Scottish Whiskey Month, and we'll finish up with our Johnny Walker Blue Challenge on the Wizard. Subscribe to our YouTube page, all that kind of stuff, which and we'll leave you with tonight's closing quote, which comes from none other than the esteemed George Burns. And he said, "I love to drink Scotch whiskey, and I love to sing. Most people would rather hear me drink Scotch whiskey."
All right, kids. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. We'll catch you next Friday. We are your hosts, Big G.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
See you next week, kids. Bye-bye.
Till next time, folks.
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing knows the pain like bourbon or scotch. Oh no, oh no, no. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped. Poor Jack D would be out of a job. Jameson and Bean would be cut off. Hank Williams songs wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, this whole damn world would be a mess. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee. working with the